We go vote, we no go faint. Hope for you to pass in this information. Yeah. Waterloo chapter. Listen. Me a go vote and no go faint, yeah. Because me voting and me right, yeah. Me a go vote and no go faint, yeah. Because me voting and me right, yeah. The youth them let we stay away from violence. Get the vibes, get the feeling, yeah. The youth them let we stay away from violence, yeah. You vote now you right. You vote now you right, yeah.
Humble them on a good afternoon, on a good evening, and maybe it's even possible on a good morning, depending on who say you then at the wall and who say you watch me from. Today again we there so for calm talk about salon issues, and obviously we all know say now we don't sit down inside the election season proper, because now we dey inside the 1 month campaign. The 1 month campaign where they begin, we don't begin, because if I say they begin, it means say we still dey wait for make it begin. But we don't begin from the 22nd of this month, and it dey go till the 22nd of June. The 23rd of June na a rest day for all man. So by the 22nd of June, if you no don say wetin you get for say, if you no don able convince the electorate them, if you no don able convince them one day wey they can keep them paper inside by June 22nd, nothing say na June 23rd you get for Comonado again for do am. June 23rd na a rest day. June 23rd they expect say all man for don't go back na them, then cage this them, then constituents them, or wherever they want for, they know say they get for vote on the 24th. By the 23rd, then for don't day, and for don't they rest them for them for the 24th, for make them grab and go vote peacefully. Before we sit down inside this show so proper today, I don't tell you what say from now till election day, till the 24th, till the election season, till after we vote, they announce the new president, that this show so we go dey try the Friday part of the show, we go dey try for Olam Saturday afternoon. We on term na so we go be towards even term or even term on our own term, and depending on the sign at the wall where you dey, maybe late mornings, right? And I think say that then a fear thing to everybody, and to the one the way they watch we and we don't deal with we all then tell me so. Well, for do this day show ya so Saturday, I not go dey carry me one green on. One term or most term on go dey see me with one face where all sabi. Na face and voice were very, very familiar to most of you. If you know new na this platform, then maybe that face and voice they not go be familiar to you. But if you know they are so from the last election, say this term here so, then it means say that face and voice they familiar to you. This person who they talk about na no other person than Mr. Abdul Kagbo, we na an economist na so inside this country, and also na the founder of VOS. So Mr. Kagbo, tell family I do before we sit down inside proper, and as usual I know say una go ask na H2O today. Okay.
Famulem Onadu. Again, I want to say boku thank you to Mion, Sister Matilda. I know say now big shoes for feeling, but it don't even exceed our expectation. And that's make it take a while for they able to drag me back na the screen. But as salon person, I think say na my responsibility for give me on 2 cents, particularly on the economic situation, because as economist now Canada, I don't practice with the federal government for over 15 years. And Fambulem Awale na no say again, me they talk na ya as Sierra Leonean. I need to talk as SLPP supporter. I need to talk as APC supporter. And I know say this now a long introduction, but I also want to make a disclaimer na ya. All waiting I get for say tonight and throughout the election period, I need to do that for look for position na salon. The reason we make it clear because Baku people can say, oh, you they say this for like you attract the government so then go give position. Again, I want for like this particular show, and I know say Sister Matilda and I go get me off the hook. I they make very clear any government, whether na SLPP or APC, in the next 5 years, we go give me position, I go turn them down. So let me can clear say all waiting I they say so, not to because I they look for position as salon. So if I say Abdul Karim take position with any government, whether not the sitting government or the coming government, if this one not be successful for go to the second or a second term, I want for me can clear now and I go take this to the bank. So dear, anything what they say, I want let una pull una party out down and una consider take the sense out of the nonsense we are going to say tonight and let we put Mama Salon first, because me appeal specifically to the SLPP supporters and the APC supporters alike. So I go tap there and thank you for where you bring me come this wonderful platform, and thank you. Over to you, Mara.
All right, so thank you, Mr. Kagbo. So basically, today, Usai Wisdom, we hope now for tackle 3 them. We hope now for tackle 3 them, and the first thing where we want for tackle now, Freetown most recognized monument, the cotton tree is no more. And when I say the cotton tree is no more, it means that what we know as the cotton tree is no more. We go talk about Dandy. The other thing where we go talk about, na Gento, the SLPP mayoral candidate, oblivion to reality. And why we say that? They say that based on the recent interview he do with journalists from AYV when Samuel Wise Bangora, where inside that interview they say in the lay in 100 days plan if in win as mayor. And then we know for say the SLPP, the current government, they don't launch a manifesto. We get 5 tiers inside. So as the election they draw near, we go get for Sidom and analyze, waiting then say if they win, and why then they try for convince say forgive them another 5 years. That in that 5 years they go and so thing then go do for the country. We get for look at waiting and they say now and waiting them in don't say trade yanda and compare the two and see if reason they for make continue for give them the baton, or if for make them continue the race, sorry, excuse that me create, for make them continue the race, or if you no need for pass the baton, give somebody else. Well, I sure say most people now are very, very aware as to some of the things that we can do certain times. Today I wear green, white, and blue. The color way I wear na green, white, and blue. And then as you know, I like for time it bad one. Sometimes I can left me here and I don't. Sometimes I can tie me head. Somebody say I don't want to see creativity, young lady will like for time head reach this wire. So I just love it, you know. But today the way I tie me head, I use the Creo prints in Kincha. Waiting and can call Creo prints they come with in Kincha. So I use the one me Creo prints them in Kincha, and the way I tie made, I make sure say I put 3 level of pleats na me head, and then 3 level of pleats then they. Not only am I saying I am a Sierra Leonean, but I am also saying that I belong to the Creole ethnicity. And because of the history associated with the Creoles and the cotton tree, this is my way of paying homage. So if you don't understand how I dress and why I dress the way I dress, I hope say this why I so go give you insight, understanding. But at around 10:42 in the evenings, we go be at about 4:42 in the or 5:42 around thereabouts in the afternoon. Na so somebody, one big alejo right inside Freetown, I see message they come off from am, and I'm like, normally I go ignore, but something say I open this message and watch man. I open this message and I watch. I look at, I say, this na tree trunk so. Now I look the message way follow. Now I say, hey, cutting tree don't can down. I'm like, wow. So obviously news junkie, I don't go now. Quick. I dey search, I dey work, I dey watch quick, and it did not take it took less than 5 minutes for the news for begin spread. We even get a picture of the first person we even take picture by the cotton tree after the trick for them. The cotton tree for many represents different thing. Different thing. The cotton tree, like I can say, for we Sierra Leoneans them, the cotton tree in general, Sierra Leoneans in general, before I go inside to the Creole part. For we Sierra Leoneans in general, the cotton tree na a monument. The cotton tree na a point of recognition. The cotton tree na like the Tour Eiffel of France to we in a salon. The cotton tree na like Lady Peace na Washington, Lady Liberty. Lady Liberty na Washington. That is what the cotton tree is to Sierra Leonean. The cotton tree na like the 7 wonders of the world na the Netherlands, na Australia. Na dande the cotton tree represents to we. The cotton tree to we na like the pyramids them na Egypt. Na dande the cotton tree mean to we. The cotton tree to we, how una go na the different country them and una can identify with one important landmark. Na dande na the cotton tree mean to Sierra Leoneans them. Outside of them, that general thing they what don't tell on about. The cotton tree can signify at different time, different thing to different people them. For some people them, like the Creole Eku people them, the one them way come out Nova Scotia, now that ship, we bring them come 1780 something. I believe it was 1787, if I'm not mistaken. The first time where they land inside what is now known as Freetown. Now that tick the nine then see, nine then for dog na ground, then butu to God, and then say, Papa God, thank you for waiting. You don't pull we come up. Thank you for Usa, you don't pull we come out. This a place where we can inside we know say yes so na there with the day everlasting to everlasting. Now yes so we go build with your history. Same thing goes for the Maroons. Same thing goes for the free Africans then, many of whom are descendants of Yorubas. Same thing goes for the British liberators then. Same thing goes for the Black Americans returned then. You see that church where Sidon, where they call Maroon Church, the oldest church inside Freetown, Maroon Church. Now, reason make Maroon Church de Usai Eleso. A strategic location to the first place where the free slave gathered to praise God. To others, bringing in, the cultural, acquisition from time immemorial. What is left and what they could remember. For the Eku people them, that is where they poured libation, especially the one that were not to practice in Christians them. Because for them, they believe libation or the pouring of libation is a way of saying thank you to their ancestors. To the animists, the cotton tree represented a place of sacrifice, so whatever it is that they did. But at every point in time, every Sierra Leonean, every creed, every tribe recognized the cotton tree as a monument, as a symbol to be proud of. After the fall of the cotton tree, we don't see different opinions and different views then. Before I sit down small and talk about their opinions then they and then views then they, I go bring in me Costa for now, making self work not as in waiting in mean feel, how we mean feel, how we mean time. I know some people are still mourning the fall of the cotton tree, who are devastated about it. I know others who are saying it's a new dawn. It's a sign of a new dawn. So we must embrace it. But we'll get into it as we sit down. Mr. Kadbo.
Thank you very much, Matilda. Again, for the people I will say they take differently, because that cotton tree they mean a lot. Some people and they look at in a traditional way. That pull a story will be small. I don't know if you remember the name Cassila. They say Salon get a debo. We name Cassila. So they say Cassila, yes, Cassila it in the sea, but na net. Now the cotton tree they can't sleep. So now the cotton tree na in oaks. So Cassila na they protect Salon. So we don't hear all them stories them day. But the fact of the matter is, let we look from the civilized way. And I'm glad the analogy where you make, where you talk about in the US, then gets the Liberty, France, then gets the Tower. So you get plenty place them where then get iconic symbols them. And we now one of the major symbols then that where we get. And I be they watch now social media where boku people and they give suggestion. And me one major suggestion where I be read, I don't remember exactly what I say. It talk about saying it go nice for let we plant another tree of similar nature. Yes, it will take years for let it grow. But that particular place there, let we plant and with another tree, with another tree. So it not going to be the same absolutely, but it will remind we of the symbolic nature of the cotton tree we don't for them. So some people and they say, okay, well, we make them as put other like sculpture or other historical thing there, or make something, change them now an opportunity this for put something else. We go look back and say yes, now good approach. So again, to me, and I see we CEO when I'm Mr. Tarawali, he puts now VOS and he asks the question, say, and they look forward to it in the president will say, and the plan where the current government will get with respect to that site day. But again, probably we will talk a little bit more on this after the election, because we know, say, given the election and the priorities now, we give kudos to the government actually, because President Bill a go na the site day. And I believe, say, from Umaru Fofana, say something, and that recognition, they by itself, it means something. It means, say, itself recognize the cotton tree as iconic symbol of Freetown and by extension Sierra Leone. But again, the short answer to the question where you ask is a very important something. To me, I feel, say, Sierra Leone in a way. We all for grief. You know, when they talk about grief, it not just necessarily means in a person or you for grieve over. You can grieve if you lost somebody, yes, and even people and when they go through divorce, then can get a grieving process. When you lost something were very important to you, you for grieve. So during the grieving process, me feel say waiting there for do now, because boku people and they look at from that superstitious way and say probably now something where nature they try for show salon, vision, different things them. So because we don't know, and again we will grow up, and then there's the day where the Igbo Kasila and stuff, they don't tell you whether they connect that cotton tree day with African tradition. I mean, quote unquote African tradition, because the Europeans them, or also the white people them, then when we practice with culture and say now voodoo, now evil, but no, not necessarily. So whatever we believe in, me go suggest this short period, like we find imam, pastors, like religious people them. Let them go pray in that area there. So whatever this one will symbolize, if it will get any traditional meaning, we go reveal doom for Sierra Leone, let we pray. So if that good thing, let God continue for bless the country. If not bad thing, this will symbolize, let God avert time far away from that country day. So to me, I think we need forget that kind of ceremony day, because this not grieving process. And with anybody where they grieve, you know, say you get some ceremony. If not flowers and stuff, then people then make a particular day where then will say this this day now for recognize the fall of the cotton tree and make a holiday so people in Cable for go put their flowers. I don't know if the Christian and call out for pour libation or something, but let me recognize that. I go tap here for now and go pass them back over to you. Thank you.
Okay. So the cotton tree, where in some parts of the world, or most people can call the kapot tree. Some people and they pronounce it kapot tree, others will pronounce it kapot tree, or widely known in the arborist, because arborists now they want the way they take care of tick them. Arboriculturists now they want the way sit down inside the walk. Now they are the profession. Then they call the the Slpp tree. The Slpp tree. When if you go, you Google Slpp tree, the cotton tree, something that has the look like the shape or form of a cotton tree would come up. Like when Mr. Kagwe they say the cotton tree represents different things to different people them, and I don't talk that day before. So when the fall of the cotton tree happened and people begin to get grips of reality and really know for say yes, this cotton tree don't for them. In the world as we live in general, when an iconic figure, when something big happen to something, when an iconic figure, or when the world recognize, or big person in a society die, now what's in the word where we can use? We can say big cotton tree don't for them. Even inside we young family them, where the alejo inside the family is called over there to the great beyond. Waiting with the yeri say big cotton tree don't for them, a big cotton tree for them so going from that, when the Queen of England die, how most people them been take no for say the Queen of England been done die. What did they say? They said London Bridge has fallen. And if you know what London Bridge has fallen means, immediately you knew the Queen of England is gone. So we or waiting most salon people them see as their own monuments. We don't day. Remember, say this cotton tree, according to some research that I've done, is said to be over 500 years old. Some of we just be the existence of the cotton tree based on the Creole history. We go say at least that cotton tree there, because when the Creole people then come, or waiting we know now as the Creole people them, or the Creole Eku people them, or the Eku people them, where then can they meet that tikre tima, and now under that tikre, now in them worship God. It go mean say at least from then, that tikre don't team up at least 200, more than 231 years. Because the existence of Freetown itself, as we know it, is 231 years, going on to 232 years. But when we do research, historical research, we go to the archives them with a look, it would appear as though, based on the numbers and the years that's been given, that the cotton tree is at least over 500 years old. So to go back to my analogy of big cotton tree don't for them and people attaching different meaning to it. For some people then, especially those that are Christians, that are maybe within the Pentecostal or apostolic, view of things, most of them go tell you, say, this na a bad omen, or this na the beginning of a new dawn. That so much evil has been done underneath that cotton tree, that the existence of that cotton tree was a place of evil, a place where they attract evil, right? That's what the argument will be. And so therefore for them, the non-existence of the cotton tree as we know it will bring light. Now, a sure sign of God answer the prayer. God they now bring light. God they wash the land afresh anew. And then you get the other side of the argument. We go say, no. This na neglect. This it happened based on neglect, pure neglect, because of the fact that when I know for say that cotton tree day, excuse me, they say Christmas and don't go set fire upon that cotton tree. They not to one ten, not to two ten, not to three ten. When I remember the last time where the one of the biggest fire that happened, it was during the tenure of the former mayor Yvonne Akisoya, where he bring experts then come. Even bring experts then come for can watch the tick. For see if the tick go even still stand. For see if the fire not don't damage the tick pata, and if it is even worth it. Because remember, but let's pick it back up. That any side where it go, that cotton tree there, then they know but and then they know that there is a cotton tree that sits right at the center of Freetown. Then they know but in history, then they know but this, then they know but that. So she did a fantastic job. When I remember for the first time we get green light when people away come on Netherlands, they come. For the first time, we get the celebration of the cotton tree. But to some other people, and again, make I remind them of the fact that when major events happen inside salon, outside people they can go gather for pray. When thing they be inside salon or when breeze they shake salon, now outside people then can go gather for pray. Outside people then can say, mercy, oh God, mercy. Mercy, oh God, mercy. Temper waiting justice with mercy, temper just. Now under that cotton tree day. Now that make us say, so different people then at different times, the cotton tree mean different thing and it get different meaning. But one thing happen where this cotton tree are so for them. And where if we do this show also and talk about the cotton tree and me no address them, it means say I have failed to do my job as an analyst. The blame was put on the former mayor. And to that I say, that is a big no-no. Institutions them inside this country, then get roles and responsibility. Just because the city council work there for clean under the tick, make sure say the tick present well, this, that, no mean for say, now the council in work for preserve the tick. Just because where that fire be, you will see mayor run go there, they go call experts, then take experts, then ask this, ask that. She was doing it because she was the mayor of Freetown. That is the town she was born in, that is the town she grew up in, and that is the town she represents as a mayor. And that's the tree she has taken all around the world and has bragged about. So if person not do in work and he able do small thing, he go able do am. The thing is that people are saying, oh, the cotton tree. Yes, boku breeze then don't happen as salon where that cotton tree they not shake. Boku natural disaster then don't happen as salon where that cotton tree they not shake. But guess what? The cotton tree self na thing wey dey grow, na thing wey you need for feed. If you no feed am the right nutrients, if you no get the right food, e no go live forever. So I ask again the question, we get under the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, we get one commission wey dem call Monuments and Relics Commission. That Monuments and Relics Commission, they na dem duty and responsibility for make sure say thing like the cotton tree, Timap Tranga one, they flourish and live. But if the Monuments and Relics Commission not do their work, who's one? Na mayor Iyon. First of all, don't forget she's no longer in office. She might be running for a re-election, but she's no longer in office. As a matter of fact, and I don't forget say they stopped them for work even 3 months before the election, which was unconstitutional. Because now 1 month before election, and is supposed to hand over office, or the day where is swear in. To the date she swore in, 5 years to the date she swore in, now it is supposed to hand over office, but not so that they happen. So for me, I go on for say when we dey blame, I know say sentiments and emotions are high, but when we dey blame, make we understand how institutions work, make we understand institutions then where they for do certain things them. And if at all we want for cast blame, make we look at the institutions then they and make we even the blame pan them. Make we not even the blame pan somebody just because we not like the person, or just because we don't understand what are the roles and responsibility of the person. If we don't understand websites, they go na Freetown City Council website, go see what in na then you work towards Freetown. And then you go able now to make your argument. So, to all these, what am I saying? I am saying we have institutions. Our institutions must work for us. And when they fail, make we not try for balance the talk and care and go usai not supposed to go. Make we hold the talk and care and go to who that the talk supposed to go to. Because monuments and relics, that tick they wait him up so. For me, that tick they for don't get a monitoring device panel. That tick they una don't forget monitoring device where they tell you if something they happen with the tick, if something alright with the tick. When the tick for done, as of right now, there is no exact confirmed time. Because me say me gets the message around how you call them. It must have been around 11:42 or something around that time day. That monitor there, if you have been getting that tick there before, tell me exactly at what time the cotton tree fell. Exactly at what, because those are key information for history. When you dey write history, when you dey document the history of the cotton tree, as it were, now key information that they for make you put. And say for what, even when you look at the press release from the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, all they could say was that on May 24th, the cotton tree succumbed to wind. But guess what? 2 weeks prior to that, the branches of the forest, a heavy rain fell. The branches of the cotton tree succumbed. Some of the branches of the cotton tree succumbed. At about 3 weeks or a month, I don't get me timetable right, or it could have been even that during that 2 weeks there. Heavy rain can at Freetown, where one of the slums community, them 7 people die. I saw a picture of the mayor, because obviously former mayor, because she's no longer the mayor, but former mayor. I saw pictures of her when she went to the victims, went to the community, took a small post to them, sympathized with the people and everything. Now, I think we beaucoup people are not they talk about. Even the current government, even the medias that are campaigning for the current government for do 5 more years, 7 people then go die. Inside disaster, that natural disaster like that day. We know Yeri Bottom, it not take precedent, it not take stage in the news. This is how we value life. This is how we value our Sierra Leoneans. This is how we value the Sierra Leonean life. So even when you're not there anymore in office, she believes it is still her responsibility and her duty towards her people for make sure say, if you dey cry, na me dey cry. If you dey cry, na Freetown dey cry, na we all dey cry. We've been talking about the dangers of slum communities. We've been talking about the choking, extra choking at the slum communities. Then we dey talk about the dangers of how they call them, environmental disasters and degradation. Apparently, there was a mighty hole, a mighty hole at the cotton tree. They said big massivo hole be timap inside there. The hole not being, una not fill the hole with dirty. When was the last time una take a botanist or arborist? Una take an arborist, go na the tick, for go test the tick, for test if the tick they get the proper nutrients, for test if the green the leaf them, now the tick they grow the way where they're supposed to grow. For test if parts of the tick not get infection or disease. For test if the stems them, the leaf then stems them, they grow properly and get the right nutrition. When was the last time you turned soil under that cotton tree and add more soil, nutrient soil? Before that, una all get una posters them around that cotton tree day. Una all face them placard day in the name of politics. But the very cotton tree that stood tall or that stand tall, when una they use for placard una face them and placard una waiting and call them political aspirations them, una neglect the tick. Una neglect the tick. Now you are crying, monument, it's a monument. What did you do to preserve that monument? What was your contribution as a government, past, present, and every Sierra Leonean included? What was your contribution in ensuring the preservation of this so-called monument that you mourn? What was your contribution? To every single politician, past and present, what have been your contribution towards the preservation of that tree? What have been your contribution? We not sabi maintain. We not sabi take care of. We go to other people in country, we sabi snap picture and say, I am at this in Senegal. I am at this in Ghana. I am at the da. But what we have in our land that we should preserve, that we should take care of, that we should boast of, we neglect. We are so quick to sell and market others. But what we should market, we do not market. We spit at it. I don't talk about who make a left Mr. Kago make a kind size small.
Thank you very much, Matilda. I will get some people let me say me line the echo, please. And I know say a difficult because we'll not be able fully test all the platforms them. So please If una can give me thumbs up for make sure say it don't stop for echo, otherwise I will need for go off and log back on for make sure say I fix that. So again,
Excuse me.
Matilda, you make a great point. Salon, I think now something way now one of the issues them of salon. Salon, we not dey respect we own. From the people them, we need to respect we own people them. We need to respect waiting we get. We can get something more valuable than the foreign thing them. But because na salon something, people are not respect them. Like thing that would they make na salon. For whatever reason, I get thumbs up, say it clear now. Thank you very much. So for whatever reason, salon where we they make something there. People think is now made in salon not to better something. But guess what? Outside the pride come out, outside it go. Where you go say national pride. Why we look Donald Trump, not one of the things that will make it popular, where he say make America great again. And he even pass, even though as economist, that is not a good policy, but he put up a pass a policy where he go say American first. So waiting them produce in America, then go give them thing and they more opportunity, give them as first priority. And you can able do that in terms of tax, what we call tax exemptions, just for encourage people. By the way, again, I know say yes, so they talk about the cotton tea, but I'll put some small economics here. GDP. Now the one single indicator where in general, and they use them loosely. In generality, this particular indicator, it is show the health of the country economy. So how do they assess GDP? GDP by definition, now all the goods and services where they make na salon, where they evaluate them in a monetary way, now in the GDP. So if we don't respect waiting we they make na salon, how we go able for grow with GDP? And because of this culture, now it make not just this administration from shaking time, you find out say till them way made out of salon, we they bring them more. Instead of we encourage, we all salon people them for grow am na salon or for manufacture things na salon, where it go be made in salon and then they add part the GDP, the wealth, the economic well-being of the country. So I want to let people get them from me. Say it's very important for make we encourage people within a salon where sabi make things them. For let them make things them. And then they push the economy go before. I go pause here, but I just want to emphasize that. Say this not something where we need for move away from. We need if somebody want open business. Let's just say, but Gary, for example, we they see Ghanaians them. Where are they now? If I want buy Gary, now most times now Ghana they package them and export them. Again, as Sierra Leonean, I know say to me Ghanaian brothers and sisters them, they are not feel offended. But that Bulgari, where we grew up with, that Bulgari, I lived in Ghana for about 2 years or more, 2 or more years. And I feel say Ghana get Gary where nice reach that Bulgari in a salon. So why Ghana then for export then Gary? How much it go take for package Gary, for buy that packaging machine where we go export Gary, that book Gary particularly, where you charm and raw one self you enjoy without you put anything. A boss salad, we get things that we're for proud of. Look like go back to rest. I remember why we they grow up. We be the export through SLPMB. that country rests. Where that country rests, if you eat am with cassava leaf, oh my goodness, Matilda, we get something as salon. We just need the proper incentives for let we continue with that. But the long and short of me talk now about the cotton tea is we not agree with you 100%. People then neglect them because, like how you say, now tea again, just like any other tea, you get for nourishing, for let it stand the test of time, for let it take how many years, but they neglect them. And this not a one day something, not that progressive something. It take a while for let it finally succumb. So during that time where it be they deteriorate, why they not be able for rescue them? Why it not be the again? I want to make it clear because I know say now na political season. You get some people them way go say, oh na SLPP. But no, this the mayor self need for take some responsibility because now APC mayor. So the government, Ebo State House, they're right there. Parliament, they're right there. The court house, they're right there. Around the county, all the major branches of government, they're around the county. They want to tell me say they're not be able to see how they dilapidate. I want to shame.
Them picture them and then political faces them.
Exactly. And with this one, then go also use politics. Instead of we look at what went wrong, and then try for fix them, and then learn from that mistake there. But no, one major thing where even the politicians them over and again they do them. They hardly accept mistakes. They always they blame the other side. Both APC and SLPP, they don't do that for the past 62 years. So how long would it be that? So dear, it's high time we try for change. That culture of repair, we need for revisit that because we don't get major team them. We don't for them from the old Fuabe College where they climb town. Oh my goodness, viewers do a documentary on that. It be shameful. And then we say now the anthem of West Africa. Oh my goodness. La pause here because it bother me as Sierra Leonean. It bother me.
Sierra Leonean, the thing is that I hope this change and it changes soon. And to be honest, I do see and know of some Sierra Leoneans then where their goal, their sole aim with what they are doing is to market made in salon as Sierra Leoneans as much as they can. They will not settle if somebody recognize them and tin them from any other country other than salon. And one such person is Shiba Concept, by the way, we make the print to disclose this print and Kinchawa well so. Shiba Concept. She is everything about Sierra Leone, made in Sierra Leone, about Sierra Leone, about the culture, especially Creole culture. She does not joke with that. The thing is that we salon man, we only they recognize we young when other person come. It can show we say this is of value. When other people come and see the value of waiting we get and they market them, now that 10 day with the Olam with two hand. But that's not what it should be. That is not what it should be. The worst kente made up in the north of Ghana, a Ghanaian man go looking at your face so. As long as you're not foreigner and go tell you say that kente is the best kente ever made. Then go looking at your face, then go tell you say, no, this is a very top-notch quality kente. Just like the worst patch acheke Where the Ivorian, where you go, sometimes you go by say, no, this acheke too sour, but you know me. Then go tell you say, no. This is the best acheke as a matter of fact. Then go give you reason why you for believe say that sour acheke dey. Now him are the best acheke. And waiting you know as the best acheke, no, you not get it right. Why can't we be those ambassadors for we own inside salon? Why can't we be the ambassadors for things made in Sierra Leone? We get a raffia bag. We get a raffia bag. There's so much we can go into. We country close them. I mean, some designers and stuff, people coming from the Creole heritage, they've done really, really well in transforming the face of the print. They've done really, really well in marketing the print as not to that granny pattern again. There is so many different modern things you can do with the print. When you wear prints, you go now passports and say, So the print is getting synonymous to what the kente is too. The gender recognition there. Let us do better. We can do better. Because in this blame game, this that no more once you don't pan, we will not advance. I know that, a lot of people and then are in a state of melancholy right now, a state of also despair, then they in between, and then are in a state of dilemma and what have you. I know say not too long, I go hear I go see things, paying homage to the cotton tree by maybe somebody like the Calfoot Prince, or even the very own Freetown players, them Charlie Afner. I'm pretty sure something will come from those people. And I not forget to. They say the trunk stem of the cotton tree will be kept at the museum. That they don't send police to go secure the site and this, that, and then they arrange for keep things them of the cotton tree, parts of the cotton tree, in a museum. Now the big question is, what do you do with that space? Do you let it rest? Turn it over, give it soil, and allow to see what blooms out of it? Because remember, we're not God. God now they do. The tree of itself, the carpet tree, or what we call the cotton tree, takes about 5 to 8 years to grow, to bloom, for begin grow. They take between 5 to 8 years for make it begin Aesop, for make you begin Siam. Would another cotton tree emerge out of the empty space? We don't know. But again, me feel to say, whatever becomes of that space, governments current or governments to come should engage the wider populace, do a consultation, listen to what the people and they say, waiting maybe the people that go want for see, and then make a decision based on maybe the majority of views or perception. But you see, immediately after the aftermath of the cotton tree, a Sierra Leonean man, a son of the soil, wrote a very beautiful poem as his rendition of what he remembers of the cotton tree, of how he wants to celebrate the cotton tree. So this man also in name na Abubakar Kaikai, in full name na Abubakar Jaya Kaikai, Abubakar Jaya Kaikai. For me personally, I feel saying one of the most beautiful renditions. Then I am waiting on people like Akindele Deka, these poets. I know them. And they Mboku Utete from Salon. I'm waiting to see waiting and go pen down as paying homage to the cotton tree. I think that this is a beautiful summation or beautiful summary of everything put together where this we brother Yasu pen down. And as I see more, I will bring more to you guys' attention. I will ask the technical team make and put this poem up, even as I read this poem for close this chapter about the discussion on the cotton tree. Oh, whilst I dey wait, some people like can say, Matilda, you can forget for tell me for put stars, where you know you Sam. Where you know you Sam. So please, the prompter is there. You can give stars to the show. Listen, no penny is coming to me. No, none of waiting now stars them or whatever will come to me or whatever. If anything, it will go directly to benefit, some of our staff in Sierra Leone, or maybe a charity venture that we decide to or maybe a Sierra Leonean we need help, we'll go put we hand inside and say, oh, waiting from this little that our viewers are giving us, make we help them. So nothing is coming to me as the host, and I can tell you for sure, say nothing is coming to past CEOs, current CEOs, presenters of the shows. I can tell you that for sure. Whatever stars I give, it's going to other causes, okay? So make I read waiting this son of the soil, Abubakar Jakaikai.
Yeah, but by the way, before you do that, I just want for echo that point you make, and thank you very much for that. Yes, Fambulem, dear Abeg, I want for on behalf of VOS, that we recognize the people in Miss Matilda Cole, Madam Fadima, Mr. Shilon, Mr. Victor, and all the people in Fatmata Savage, Aisata Tarawali, Mohammed Cecil, and all the people away, Mr. Tarawali, when I'm the current CEO, we take away from me. And again, we need to pay nobody. The only people and not to full payments if not token. Now the people them na salon, because we know say salon triangle, or they give them small thing for then they go do some coverage, and the reason we make we not able to get full staff now because we still they wait for the government we don't register VOS radio because we want for target television as well, but una know television for paid television is very expensive, so we say let we start first with radio. The radio we don't go all the way. We don't register them and then say for we able get a frequency. We need for set up the studio, build the tower. We don't do all that. And now after we don't do all that, then tell we say frequency not there for we. So they run out of frequency. And that's not some of the things that will come to the economic development. We will talk a little bit more on that. Because imagine somebody in a Sierra Leonean, I want for give back. I go open a radio station with minimum of able employ 10, 15, 20 people them at a minimum, because we plan for get station them all across the country, like hubs where we able employ them people in there. But they not give me frequency, and as a result, we rent what they pay. We pay for 3 years. It elapsed because about 3 years now. We don't do fed for we get our frequency day. So that's not some of the things them. But again, I want to make them very clear, because when people then they see VOS and see it look fancy on the screen and stuff, on our feel say we they pay, we present as them. No. Dear, on not give them bad name and feel say that they make boku money. Of course, like Matilda, Mr. Shilon, a lawyer, VOS no go pay him. Mr. Mengot, na consultant, VOS no go pay him. Madam Fadima, yes, he don't retire, but VOS no go pay him. So we no go pay people in na the diaspora. So I just want to make it very clear, and again for appreciate them all. That said, I want to know say Because of we try for let VOS be objective and neutral, we dey open them up. If you get a program where you believe say salon people and go be interested in, it go push Mama Salon go before. Call we, send message to info@vostelevision.com or vostelevision@gmail.com. So you can check now with Facebook. Send message to we say you interested in presenting a specific program now VOS. We definitely will create space for you. I just want to highlight that as well. And lastly, if we don't do this upfront, we bring Boku people that don't bring and come to we notice say they need to get the notification. So what we do, and again, thank you to we dynamic sister Wina Matilda. If it take a patient, go na Facebook and look at the help section. So it snapshot the steps them where you for use for let you begin get the notification. We don't post on our VOS and we go encourage you now for click on it and follow the steps so una go able get the notification. So, and again, thank you very, very much. So at this number, before you go to the poem, I just want for make people recognize the fantastic job where una all they do for push Mama Salon go before. Because we know say with politics na salon, a nice forget a platform where we go able trust. And VOS on behalf of the entire organization, now organization way definitely I will put my life down for VOS. So and I make we do we best for make sure say we not bring people them we will promote a hate and all the other things them we're not good for the country. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kagbo. So definitely, Fatty, thank you very much for the stars. I see the stars, and you can do the same also on the YouTube page. You can send stars. You can send contribution like Mr. Kagbo don't say. None of us collect anything from those. If anything, it goes back to the motherland to help those that not fortunate like we or people them where they may be in situations that we can help. Yeah, so a very, very important. I know Boku people them and important back for make una look for the follow link. Some people are surprised when they will finally catch my attention and they're like, Matilda, why are you no longer doing shows? And I'm like, what you they talk about? And they are shocked. Because obviously Facebook changed and whatever. So it was important to me after I don't hear this so many times for figure out, okay, what steps, waiting they we then go able to show people them for again get the notifications them for no say we did. Fighting a battle for 3 years, trying to open a station, a national station, and all of that. But we do not compromise our integrity and we will stay the course until the right thing is done. So this we brought I also pen something down and like I say, I believe say different poets them from different spaces them go painting them down and where I see them and obviously they encapsulate whatever. I go bring them come and I go the read then I also so this week brother Abubakar Jai Kai. This now waiting me get for say the morning after so I know for say the tick for on the 24th of May 2023. It's so funny. The significance here or should I say is it pure coincidence or significance? We shall see. Some people where they deep into spiritual things and stuff, they are looking at these numbers and looking at things and they are going do. So the 24th May 2024, exactly 1 month to the election of the 24th June the 24th May 2023, exactly 1 month to the election. the 24th June 2023, cutting trip go candle. And then cutting tree for them inside May 24, 2023, 1 month to the 2023 election. I just like the way it rhymes. Now, no can tell me say now na something I try for communicate to. Anyways, let's read this. Let's read this. I've been talking about this for a while. So this is what he pens down. Amidst sorrow and maroon land's embrace stood the glorious cotton tree, with its stories, with its storied grace, a landmark of Creodom, Freetown's pride, Sierra Leone's protector, a guide, spanning too tall and too wide. O cotton tree, you served us well, a beautiful revered in the stories we tell. Gleams, whispers of voodoo and fear, but your true essence we all held there. Under your branches we sought solace and justice, and seeking refuge from life's fairy malice. You sheltered us all, citizens, bats and vultures, tribes, sects, cabals and cultures. Through peace, war, sun and rain, you became a constant presence and an everlasting central judicial domain. Generation came and found their repose beneath your canopy where dreams arose. You witnessed our joys, our trials and our fears, the true silence within. No, the true silence witnessed for countless years. Now, yesternight, news and photos of the fallen Creole crest has reached us, heavens, heavy and grim. You kissed the ground today as daylight grew too dim. But fear not, our dear Creole tree, for you'll never fade in our hearts. Your legacy will forever be laid. Adieu, majestic maroon tree of Maroon Town. Though gone from sight, your spirit still can inspire us all to stand tall and strong, to cherish our roots as we journey along as a nation. Your memory lives on. We'll remember your presence etched in our souls as we bid farewell with a heavy toll. Farewell, dear cotton tree, a part of our being. Your beauty and strength forever worth seeing. In our collective memory, you shall remain a symbol of unity, a beacon of King Nimbana's treaty, a legacy of King Jimmy illusion of freedom, unity and justice. The monolith of truth, the very last beacon of protectorate Creodom. Adieu, adieu. So now this nine we young brother, a son of the soil, been get to say about the cotton tree, and I think with that I rest my my thoughts on the cotton tree for now. So we don't get a lot of time left, and at the end of this waiting left, I think say I get news for Uno, and I think say that news they go make Uno glad boku one for say, hey Matilda. But anyways, listen, I do this purely because I love my country. I do this purely because I believe say something dey inside salon way big pass we all. And if we all work together, tranga one, I believe say we go make salon better. I believe say everybody go fend themselves inside salon and everybody go able live inside Sierra Leone and flourish inside salon. I believe say if we all put we hand together and really promote and work for Mama Salon in better one, I believe say beaucoup of we no go dey na foreign land. I believe say beaucoup of we go sit down inside salon and gladly for day inside salon. So with that said, I looked at the electoral calendar. I looked at who side we dey right now. And I noticed say, if I pull today on show comot, now 4 weeks no more we get for talk. If I maintain this Saturday talk. So I say to myself, for 5 years, I have spoken. For 5 years, I have analyzed. Within a very crucial junction right now where it means say we people them and who that they listen to we, then they wait for yearly waiting we get for say and for go talk to the young people them. Because now from some of them we talk here so now in them self can manage get that small and understand small and then go talk to the young people them. You see, yesterday, I made a quick analysis. I'd make one quick analysis of Gento. What I realized this morning is that people that when they watch me, waking then on my personal page, they watch waiting and they do. Then take that analysis there. I will take them broken down for them. They say they can then talk, but waiting at talk. In their way, how they understand them. So you see, what I do, I don't do out of malice. What I do, I know they do because you feel say I like this person and I don't like that person there. 5 years ago, I stood tall. For all the time I've been they talk this exact period here. So every single day I've been there on Facebook. Every single day I was analyzing the past 10 years. So 5 year analyze the past 10 or 11 years of the EKB regime. I analyze who side do well, I talk about who side do well, I talk about who side go bad. I talk about the last 5 years and as to why on no uncertain terms must they be voted back in. Yes, I did that. So this time around, I go sit down back. It no matter who that hold the baton. Because remember, Sierra Leone is my land. Sierra Leone is the land of my birth. Just because I am here, I have opportunities. Like I can see, as you don't see they blow me, no mean for say, I forget who say I comot. We people like can say, if you don't know who they go, you for know who say you comot. Well, me, I always want for know who say I comot. And I always want for belong to who say I comot. And I want to make who say I comot better for all man, not for just a certain group of people. So because of that, I go get for Sidon. Anything will happen, I go get for talk. Guess what, people? I'm adding another day to the show. I am adding another day to the show. Because I say for show before election. Like then Nigerians then can say amba. No. So guess what I've decided to do? I not clear Rameto with the person working project me, but I just feel say it is a good thing where we are having a moment and knowing myself. If I not say this right now, if I work at Common so the tendency of make I say maybe it's okay is very high. So to hold myself accountable, I have to say it out loud. They can't get too sure. When we done the show, I go to come every Thursday. Every Thursday until the election, I go to come. And then every Saturday, so we do Thursday. So all waiting don't happen from when we do the show Saturday. Say Sunday na rest day for most of the time. So everything they happen Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we can't hold on, we sit down and bam, we talk about them. We get 2 hours dedicated, we know they pass the 2 hours. Saturday, so we let, because Boku think it happen Thursday. Waiting happen Thursday, we know they talk about. Now waiting happen Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, now they talk about. Waiting happen Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Right up until when we do the show, we sit down, we can talk about them. And that will give us space to go back and look at the past 5 years. Look at this presentation of these manifestos. Look at what is being proposed. Look and see why maybe a case should be made. Look and see why a case should not be made. Pick into them. Ask questions. Because I know the politicians, they not agree for can sit down with we again or for can talk to you. They don't get their own platform there now. Who side then they go do Thursday with the minister. And tell una waiting the one for tell una. Because at that platform, the hard questions will not be asked. At that platform, nobody not there for say, okay, now so you've been talk. But now here we there now. How? How markets? Nobody not there for that. But listen with the Gento team, me no get listen. Una go say, Gento, Matilda, them don't want, they can't close the show. No. This is something we can knock out of the park in 20 minutes. This is not something that needs a 1 hour discussion. This is not something that needs a 30 minutes discussion. This is something that is clear and simple. Gento, this is not about your accent. This not get nothing for do with your accent. What people then say is if you want can represent them as Freetown mayor, you need for be able articulate. You for articulate. You for be able, you for need for able present. You for able bring ideas to the table, flush them out, present and thoroughly. And if person poke all, you for able defend. It's not about accent or me we sit down here I get accent. The Queen's language is an accent. Eh? When somebody speaks in their termini voice or accent, so long as what they are saying, they can articulate it properly for the next man to understand. They can present it properly. Me, when they talk sometimes with me, Creole, mixed, whatever accent, yes, I can flip my dictum very easily. I can flip my dictum very, very easily. Yes. But when they talk to me, people, them, I know they talk in that way they're not going to understand. And they try for talk in the way they're going to understand. Yes, I speak a lot of English and I make no apologies about that. But I do my best to articulate, to pontificate, to articulate myself in such a manner that you don't get lost in my thought. You understand what I am saying. You see the English language, not so we can take and say no more the English language. The English language is a very difficult language for understand. The English language is a very difficult language for learn. Gento, here's what I have to say to you. This is not about your accent, like I don't say. This is not about your capacity to represent us on a world stage. That 10-way mayoralship of being a mayor of Freetown, he left inside Freetown for clean dirty, sweep street, clean daughter. They error then they don't pass. You don't see where former mayor Akisoya, you see say he did at the part, he did at the council of walls, the world mayor, the world representation mayor. This is a global, how do you call them? What name can call itself? We did a melting pot system right now. No part of the world remains isolated anymore. Yeah. Within a global melting pot. And whether you want to believe it or not, whether you agree with it or not, guess what? There is a global agenda. Now, if you don't understand what's in that global agenda day, how you go able know for represents Salon? Because guess what? The mayoralship, yes, mayor, Freetown. But it goes beyond Freetown. It goes beyond the borders of the interiors of Freetown to the villages and provinces of Sierra Leone. It goes beyond the borders of Sierra Leone, the coast. When they invite you, na meetings them. When they invite you, na forums them. When they invite you, na conferences them. When they say, okay, you can lead this portion of this conference, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? How are you going to raise the flag of the green, white, and blue? It's simple. Local. Questions that when they ask you, you cannot articulate and defend properly. Instead, they bring Rariman talk kind side. Who cares? This not a Rariman talk we they look for. We they look for show us the issues. Speak to us about the issues. And which plan, waiting at the plan where you get for address them. You don't draw your metrics. Waiting there inside your metrics, present unto we. Talk how they go from point A and how you go arrive at point Z. Talk about the risk mitigations then where you don't put. That when you this plan here so, it get plan A, it gets plan B, it gets plan B because if this happen, these are my risk mitigations what I don't put in place. Talk about your strategies there. Talk about your project management skills. Let Sierra Leoneans know that when you represent them, when you represent Freetown and by extension Sierra Leone, that when you stand at a podium, you stand tall and represent the green, white, and blue. Because you know the issues, you can speak to the issues, you can articulate the issues, not just from the periphery of Freetown, but worldwide. This is what people are talking about. You say the mayor, former mayor, Shwen. The party under which you are running, the SLPP, their flagship program is education. Should you not celebrate a woman who is well educated and articulates properly? Should you not celebrate a woman who is well educated and can articulate properly? What is your, to be honest, the mayoralship is not left for Creoles alone. It is about the most competent person. It is about who will represent us competently. And if you want to go down that road that the mayoralship, as people have perceived it, because it's not written anywhere in a formal document, it just happened for successive mayors, then a Creole, successive mayors, then a Creole, successive mayors, then a Creole. Was Pasheki not once a mayor of Freetown? Was he not? Is Pasheki a Creole? The thing is that if you want to open the game, let it be fair. Let somebody like Matilda J. Orimisa Cole be able to go to Pennembu, be able to go to Pujaw and stand for chieftaincy. If you want to open, then let the game be fair. You cannot prevent me from accessing one part of the country, but one part of the country where I feel like, you know what, I have created my world stage. You want to turn it into something else that is not. And secondly, you know what, there was somebody, Arun Zubai, who make a comment about 2 years ago. He said Creole women are under attack. He said, especially in this government, Creole women are under attack. Educated Creole women are under attack. And this very platform, I wish my producer be able to go back quickly and go do, like when I can say fact checking. Now, this very platform, as you don't, I challenge Arun Zubai on that notion. I challenge them. But they said hindsight 2020. When you look back, I may tend to agree with Arun Zubairo on what he said. Because when you don't look at even the very Sylvia Blyden, that has been bedfellows right now with a certain group of people. The attack on Creole women started with her. Then it been they go on to the mayor, and then it went on to Lara Taylor Pierce, another educated Creole woman. And then it continued on Yvonne Akrisoya, court there, court, just they drag the woman a court. In and out, in and out, in and out on bogus charges. When none they not do for una, unu go to Femi Claudio school. Plotted and scheme, plotted and scheme, plotted and scheme, plotted and scheme. Until una deny him. Una deny him space. Una deny him space. Her name is not on the electoral ballot. Because you all scheme and plotted. What are you so afraid of? What are you afraid of? If education is what you aspire, education is what you hail, shouldn't you hail that a Creole woman can sit in front of you and talk about any topic, any issue, be confident, bold, free to talk about any issue, anything, represent the green, white, and blue in all of its splendor? Then I see them one day where they talk about, oh, we know I red lipstick now, yeah. They say talk about issue, you are talking about a personality. So the red lipstick where Yvonne Akrisoya they wear, did it prevent her from representing the green, white, and blue? Did it prevent her? Did she not bring revenue into the country against all odds? In the most strenuous of circumstances, did she not do what she could manage to do for the city? Let us talk about issues. I deliberately wear red lipstick. I not wear lip stain because I don't wear lipstick. I wear lip gloss. But I deliberately today wear a red lipstick or red lip gloss or stain because this is an election season we do. When you are talking, talk about the issues. Not only you attack on Yvonne in red lipstick, not only they feed the 7-point-something million Sierra Leoneans or 8-point-something million Sierra Leoneans. That is not what covers their bills. That is not what gives them, the money to be able to afford a bag of rice at what is it? 1 million, close to 1 million, really. To dandy. You have your demographic, you get the people them where you they focus on. That interview was a missed opportunity. Missed opportunity for make you left you fuck down, put you fuck down. And whoever been they spoil you and pump you up and think that you are fit for those job and you are well prepared for those job, for can tell the salon people and say, what thing, this is all foreign to me. This is new to me. I am learning. And choose or articulate now the language that you are most comfortable in, because you are trying right now to speak to Sierra Leoneans, not only the ones in Freetown, not only the ones in Freetown, the ones world over, because they are watching you. Wanna can like for where it was sis, wanna no get belts for tire. Can let for where it was sis who no get belts for tie. I would have loved to hear you articulate the issue. Give me solutions. Walk me through. No, they can't tell me about somebody in red lipstick. Or the fact that, this person is shwen, and we will bring a local with Freetown Titi connection. You honestly think the mayoralship of Freetown is a local thing anymore? Gone are those days, bruh. You don't talk about sometime in Papa them days. The mayoralship of Freetown has evolved. It has evolved. It has evolved. It is now at a world stage. World stage, where it deal with the big players them as well. The big players they recognize. The big players then at the network. You for understand the world's agenda in relation to you, your little niche, and waiting you for bring come to the world's agenda and take from the world's agenda, can go na you your side. When they say I go English literature classes and English classes, so I be the kekwe wait for PE. Kekwe wait for that. This was a clear demonstration, and I hope that this really spurred the youth of Sierra Leone. Teach them as a lesson that education is important. It don't matter if you become a tradesman later. It don't matter if you become a craftsman later, because we need all of those different components for the world, for society, for advance. But you have to be able to read. You have to be able to when you are amongst people, you have to be able to speak. You have to be able to be part of conversation, important conversations. You have to be able to be in part of important conversations. So when they tell you for say right now that the ozone layer, or that the Alaska, or that the Atlantic Ocean, the water they decrease, or the temperature of the water they rise due to this and that and that day, and then say, Mr. Mayor, since you are from Sierra Leone, and we know that Sierra Leone is surrounded in the coastal, whatever, by the Atlantic Ocean. What strategies do you have in place? What solutions? You can tell people and say, back in my days, we used to do Freetown City connection. Is that what you'll be telling people? And with Freetown City connection, we can do this. But mina serviceman. Do you honestly think the job that you are vying for, the office that you are vying for, now such attitude and such perception, nine day at that job day right now, in the entire SLPP institution, did they not see anybody suitable that can represent, that can take Aki toe to toe? That can take Aki toe to toe. Frankly speaking, this is a disgrace. You know why I refuse to play the audio and I refuse to play the interview? Because there are times when I am not going to be a party to certain things. Many a times I speak on issues without playing audios and without playing videos, because the Sierra Leonean community, as we know it, they've been exposed to it. And internationally, we are being mocked. We've been mocked. We've been laughed at enough. So me no get for be a contributor to that mockery and that laughter day. Let us be serious. Let us be serious. These institutions are not just limited to the boundaries of the peripheries of Sierra Leone or West Africa or Africa. They are exposed worldwide. So when we come, let us come correct. Now play cookie bin feel say the campaign. Now play cookie bin feel say the campaign. Una don't use for card people, like sell people with all sorts of nonsense and they buy it. Guess what? It no longer works. Because station then like then why also exists. Platforms like my personal platforms exist, and they will speak the truth and then will make sure so that we educate with people there. Because that is our job. When we are lifted, we should lift others. Mr. Kago, make a pass on to you.
Well. It go out for match this kind of analysis, but here is my own take on this whole thing. And now one other thing that can bother me as Sierra Leonean. Sierra Leone, we get a lot of educated people, but even we say we educate, we don't turn we governance system like a joke. We don't lower the bar. We don't put the bar so low that anybody can just feel say it can run for any public office, including the presidency, by the way. Because the presidency self, where I look the bunch of folks them where they contest, but that will come to that. Again, when you look in terms of not just academic qualification though, because if you say not only academic qualification, then that will be considered discrimination because a public office. So public office, as long as you're not Sierra Leonean, you get the right for run for public office. But the thing where they bother me is the people them where they promote the incompetent people here. Because for let you get the for let you say at the run, that's not your personal opinion. That's not your personal achievement, or that's not your personal desire. But it don't necessarily mean say, therefore elect you. And the structure of the country in politics, if we not reform them, we will continue for the C, then jokers here. We go run for public office, including for the presidency. The way House Salon structure now, you only need for be accepted by one of the two major parties, them by APC or SLPP. You get 50% chance of becoming the people's representative. And that's very sad. It's very sad. Even with the presidency, the people to some extent not get much choices at all. Because they're not involved in that, they're not participate in a way that you go able pick and choose, even within the current administration. We don't see anything like when you go say the primaries, you get debates where people a town hall kind of thing, where that ordinary person will get particular issue where dear to his heart. We go look the president or the presidential candidate or the mayoral candidate or the parliamentarian where they contest and say, I care about this issue. And currently, this issue now they go well. Tell me, look me in the face and tell me how you go to resolve this or how you go address me concern. When you able to do that, then you tell me, you show me, say, yes, you deserving of me vote. But then rob people them off of this kind of situation. Even with the APC, we don't do the convention. Then just go and say, okay, well, you waited for this, you put yes now election. But guess what? How the other people them, the ordinary people them, be part of the process? We know you nothing of the other candidates that would then deprive the Sierra Leoneans of their platform. We know you nothing. We don't see any debate. Why don't you go make, okay, if at all in the end, like here, where you go say, now the delegates them finally go make the election, go vote for them people there. But why the ordinary Sierra Leonean not able to hear you from them? Let them tell we, waiting at them platform. And that make this APC SLPP syndrome, it will continue in a salon because of the way where things then structured. Like right now, we got about 13 political parties then we register. But we don't get the platform where we go able to hear from them. I bet you go get among them 13 and they person where even more articulate, more competent than President Bill. You will get among them people one day. But the country is deprived from them people in their service because the way how it's structured. We not able to hear from them. You feel say
Yes.
if not the salon structure, Donald Trump for be president of US? Absolutely
Exactly.
not. You feel say
Exactly.
Obama for be president of the US? Absolutely not. I will give you, I should say you are aware of this. Obama, the Democrat, they say because now junior senator of Illinois at that time, let a give way to Hillary Clinton when a senior senator and we get
Yeah.
much experience, it gets more recognition. Obama said no. I did take me
Mm-hmm.
chances. The
Yes.
first primary, he beat Hillary.
Yeah.
And that was a shocker. So if they
Mm-hmm.
not began the chance, the American people therefore be able know what the platform stand for? Absolutely not. And that's the happen to we country. And then people then use the same old terrible system, but yet we they expect improvement. That is a definition of insanity. You they do the same thing over and over, but you they expect a
Yeah.
different outcome.
Different outcome. Mm-hmm.
So that's not the result we they see from Gento. It's very clear. Yes, now maybe successful businessman, but in terms of governance, he's not competent at all. He's not competent.
Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing. So, but I
Nothing.
bet you it gets
It's
now
an empty bucket
about
working. I'm
50%.
sorry.
Yes, it get close to 50% chance of becoming the next mayor because it is run under SLPP. So that's how sad with politics then a salon. Very
Yeah.
sad. But I go top here and then kind of wait where we reach maybe next week or the following week to the presidency. Because again, now that we they see. The country APC SLPP that they provide for we given the terrible undemocratic system that they provide for we incompetent people them for the
Yeah.
president even. So how the country go before? So again, it forced even the supporters of SLPP APC limited choice, but for support the person with the so-called party hand over to them. I can understand as a party supporter. So whether this person is incompetent or not, because you want support your party, you go support her. And that's again another sad reality of Sierra Leone. But the short thing where I go say about Gento, about close to 50% possibility say it will be the next mayor. And that's not high percentage for somebody where me personally think is incompetent for hold such public office. Very incompetent. And if you
Yeah.
say deserving of it.
You know, as we dey close this gentle issue, I just want to say something. And I will continue for say. Just because somebody gives you something doesn't mean you have to eat it. Just because somebody says something doesn't mean you have to accept it. Not to all good, na good. Some good day is not good for you. Not to all good, na good. Some good day we not good for you. Some good day where you look at, it might be a good package, it might glitters. But guess what? Like the French will say, na pacoti, na fake gold. Na fake gold. You know, Gento, when they may approach you with this thing so, because you did not arrive at this on your own. We when they talk in the media, we know they talk because we not get understanding and we not know how certain things can happen. You did not arrive at this as your own. First of all, you've been doing for spite somebody. But you see, running a nation, taking care of people is not about spiting, not about vendetta. These are real lives at stake. These are real people wanting progress. Now, real people and where they look for something. Where people and they go, lay down na treat angry, they catch them, they not get folks, send them, picking and go school. When sometimes you get some phone calls them, you know, one day sabi the person and not nowhere na this dunya. But you look at the situation and you dip your hand in your pocket and say for, sometimes you're not doing it even for the person, you are doing it because of the love you have for your nation. I have encountered those situations so many times. I not say you know the app, I not say you know the app, but it is not always that you have to be the king. Sometimes be the kingmaker. Sometimes be the king's butler. It is an honorable place. It is not all time you get to go dine with the king or dine at the same table of the king. Sometimes you where they sweep the king in courtyard, you hold more value than the king himself. You step into a shoes you cannot wear, my friend. I don't care what anybody say. You have stepped into a shoes you cannot wear. That interview will be a clear demonstration of what's to come should Freetonians make the mistake. I'm not saying Aki was perfect. And I'm not saying she's perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But I can point evidence to her work. I can show clear evidence to invoke. I can go to communities there right now and show saying that because of Akiden community gardens there, so they. I can go up Gloucester or Regents right now and point to all the growing tree and say that because of Aki Ide. I can go down Bome, I can go and look at the machine, whatever, and say that because of him it exists. And there are so many more other things that I can point to that happened as a result of her and during her reign. And I can point to all of the work we do for see them come into fruition. I can go on the world stage and look at her contribution towards climate change. And look at how she articulated the issue. Look at how she presented Sierra Leone. How she represented Sierra Leone. And how she represented the sub-region, Mano River Union, the West African, subsector, as well as Africa as a whole. This very woman, under the last election, shocker, he pulled more votes inside Freetown than on our current president. As a mayoral candidate, he pulled more votes inside Freetown than the current president, sitting president. Go check the numbers. Go check the figures. Come tell me I'm lying. Make we not castigate people. All thing is not rosy. Yes, we know she had very difficult time during her tenure, but she did her best. She did what she could. Could she have done more? Maybe so. But sometimes when your back is against the world and you are trying to breathe, you can only gasp. And now Gento, they say, and then they refuse to participate in the mayoral debate. In 2018, we had a mayoral debate. We had a mayoral debate. It was at that mayoral debate day. Just imagine, maybe I go look for that video there. I go look for that video there where I do a live at the time before the mayoral debate when I said, I don't think Akisoya should run for mayor. I even said I don't think she is with the her choice, because that time they not been belong to APC shortly. He just joined the APC can shortly before. I was like, I don't even think say in choice of political party, now the right choice did that. But at the end of the day, I say everybody gets the right for making a choice. If now APC it want for belong at the time, because that time I was heavy on the criticism of APC. For what they did to Sierra Leoneans in the last 5 years. I was heavy. When I say heavy, I be heavy. I'm not being the spare nobody. So long as there was a truth to be told with evidence, I will tell it. And so therefore, I paid no attention to what she was bringing in as the mayoral candidate for APC. I've been criticized heavily. And I know when I changed my mind, I changed my mind at the mayoral debate where Sierra they organize. That's when I did I don't even do 360, I do 94s. I hang a half. I do 94s. I'm like, hold on, I may have misjudged this person. I am listening to what she's saying, how she's stabling ideas, then he able to lead me from point A to B to Z. I was listening. I did listen to all the other candidates there. It was at that point, that mayoral debate, people that way don't they follow me on my page, they go tell you, say, waiting Matilda, they talk not true, because we've been the same. It was at that point I changed my mind and perception about her. And then I can't tell people then. Say, because of this is what I have resolved to. So debates are important. For you for can say now, you na a man, you na this, you na that. Me I get this, so me na serviceman, no, not to dande with 1 year. Come to the debate. Sierra, I don't invite you and debate. Come to the debate. Talk to the people. Tell the people now that one and that side and I debate the person where you want compete with. Meet Yvonne 1-to-1. And to Yvonne Akisoya, my advice to you is, do not listen and follow whatever press release has been made by the Gento mayoral team or whatever. Show up at that debate. Show up at the location at the appointed time, because you have all agreed. They send letter to una all. Show up. If the person where they try for challenge you not come for debate, you use that opportunity to sell your platform. Yes, now so I say. Use the opportunity to make your case to Freetonians even more. You not go want for can rule people them. You not tell them how you want for rule them. You not go want for can represent people there. You not walk them through how you want to represent them and make themselves understand and buy your idea. Despite the fact that I was heavy on the criticism against the APC, former APC government leading on to the elections. Una know that been they tell people they make them look to, make them go vote for and make them waiting and call. The NGC party. The NGC party. Now I been they tell people them at that time 5 years ago. Anybody who been they follow me, they go tell you say not too Matilda they talk. I mean they tell people that when they see APC, the word APC, make them run the other direction. Make them go vote for NGC and secure the vote for Dr. Kande Yunkela. Do you know when I changed my mind? Now that make debates are important. After the debates, the presidential debates, there are evidence for it to show that after that presidential debate, I come back. I tell people, they say, I don't listen to the presidential debate. Now this happened at the presidential debate. Because of this, I am telling you people, give the SLPP a chance. People are in shock. They say, Matilda, I mean, our NGC, they tell we make we vote for it happen. I say, no, I have listened to the debate. I have listened to the questions. I have listened to how the questions were answered. I listened to who that can prepare for debate. I listen to Uda Come for Glide. Debates are important. It is just rather unfortunate that what we had hoped for, what I had hoped for, following that debate, what I would have hoped, what I hoped to see preceding that debate in the last 5 years is not what came to pass. It is just rather unfortunate. But debates are important. So, Gento, the last word to you today, go to the debate. You guys duke it out. Duke it out for the nation to see. Duke it out. Not over just they can't grant Samuel Wise Bagura and then half, whatever interview. That's not where you show yourself. Just like when Mr. Cargo talk. The day Americans they all Obama in person and say, I think we were not thinking correctly. Una member that pre-elections debate na America, Hillary Clinton versus Obama, that was a historic turning point for the Democrats and Obama in political career. Go to the debate. Present your issues. Answer the question. Show us how. And then let me get for say, Mr. Kagbo, I don't know which are your final words.
Well, let I make a bold prediction here. And not get for go now the debates. That's not one thing. And this way we fumble during the interview, we in fact they just say, explain your platform. Just that simple question. Not to something where the guy dig and tough on them all. A fumble. So here is waiting, I believe, say, then go use as strategy. Then go minimize, probably even stop all then type interviewer. Then go rather make it a go talk directly to the people in Pakrio. Because they know say, as I'll tell you no more, as long as na SLPP they represent, it no matter what you do, it no matter in level of competency. The same thing again, well, I want to make it clear. We questionable aspect of Gento no automatically means say we they endorse Akisoya. I want to make it clear. Because some people and they will go misrepresent waiting with the say na ya. Say, VOS na Akisoya they support no. I don't talk clearly before. Say the current structure of APC and SLPP, it will continue for derail the development of that country there. And not get anything personal against President Bio or the SLPP. After all, most democratic or most advanced countries, them now two major parties then get. But what thing they do, they allow other people them, they open them up. And as Sierra Leonean, why na party forgive symbol? Why not to the people them for elect you, for let you serve the party, let you be the nominee of the party? And by the way, APC, SLPP supposed to be public organizations. Me fumble them. Now public organizations. So any Sierra Leonean way qualified, you for able register as a candidate for any of them party then they. And una then appear on the debate stage, convince the people that we get for elect una. Say yes, this person, I dey vote for him because it share me ideology, a go able for resolve most of the issues them that democracy they about. But not of this thing where it happens say it don't preset. We just wait for the day. That's completely wrong. Not a democracy that one day. And the example what they give is that thing will happen. Now the APC convention, that was not a true democracy. Yes, una say the people elect Samua, which is right, they elect them. But una are the people that will participate in that. Why una for shrink the participants them? Why una not find way for involve the general public? Why una not make town halls where even the delegates for get the opportunity for listen to the other people them, make them case. And not for be something where this now Mr. So. Hey, but then you don't give an edge to that person where be done there before, where be don't be the flag bearer before. So it was almost a done deal. And guess what? So look the terrible thing again where NGC do, where even Charles Magai do. So they just they shrink the space.
We will get there.
Exactly. Like this is so terrible. It's really terrible. It's terrible because no other reason not the way they go do them will go convince me other than for their own selfish desires. Salon. And then yet we want for compete where we not able for put people them we deserving of being there. Now APC SLPP for choose for the Sierra Leonean people and so you know what? Now then two people there. And the other people them we need to give them enough platform even for learn and know about them. How many people then know about the other candidates them? Very few. Limited. And then you make again, then people and they were not known to the public.
But you see the thing though, Mr. Kagbo, the reason why me not go fault the APC and why I not go fault the SLPP about the other candidates them and making themselves known, that is their responsibility. You cannot say you are vying for the highest office of the land and nobody knows sabi you. And you not make yourself known to the people. There are ways you can make yourself known to the people. How have they been with the society, with the communities?
May I yes.
As I be Madam Femi Collier School, Madam Femi Collier School not get the kind of money where APC get or where SLPP get, but she is known because she made herself relevant. She got involved. So me no go blame SLPP or APC for that. I no go do that.
I'm glad when you bring that up. Now you mentioned Femi Claudius Cole. You see how much time they don't intimidate him. You see how much time they don't try for tell him say it don't broke the law. So they will always use that tool there. As long as officially declared as campaigning period, easily the government will go after you. Go find a reason. Look what happened with Kamarimba. It's very clear. Now that's where they charge them for and stuff. Now bogus claim, not bogus charges. Kamarimba was very objective. Was very strong in going after the current administration because they feel say 98.1 AYV and other platforms then they listen to them. You see how them kind of twist around and frame them in my opinion and quiet them. So any other person will try for do that, then go after you. So which is why to me, 1 month is not sufficient for new candidates at all. At all.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
So I make us
do.
Yes, I make us say the structure of the political landscape, it definitely need for be changed. if we want true representation of the people.
Right.
Because it very skewed in favor of APC and SLPP, then go always rule that country. The people, so I make, if we don't decide as a country for let it be major two-party rule, we need for open the space. Now both SLPP and APC, for let them go through primaries. And during them primaries, then they let them open them up to more Sierra Leoneans them. People that will register as SLPP members, as APC members, not just the delegates, but members. If you get your card and say me a member of APC or SLPP, you for able get the privilege for listen to all the people them where they contest. So when you don't listen to them, hey boy, you must get one or two people them where go change your mind. And not go be a done deal. Say, oh, na Samura Kamara, or na Mada Bio and stuff. Now, yeah. Now this now we advanced countries them. And not automatic say nobody not go challenge the sitting president. And not automatic at all. Because even for example, you get people where they say Democrats them where they say they go challenge Biden. Not because of the structure of the political landscape. But we not go do that in a salon. The next day, then go bring thugs them for can intimidate you. And unfortunately, Yumkela there with them now. But Yumkela accused President Bio of thuggery. Say he can go thugs them for intimidator. You say now for another day. Let me leave them for another day. But I'm very much disappointed.
Because I'm like, this man here want draw me inside banda one or for go. I'm going there today.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying we run out of time, but clearly unions them. Let me appeal to una, both SLPP, APC supporters. We're not going to see any meaningful change in that country if we not change the political system. We not need for make say APC, SLPP, or the party now forgive somebody symbol for let it go run for public office. That by itself, not discrimination. By itself, the definition of discrimination. Because they don't deprive other people them. Like, it's so funny that I can even hear some people then they say, who say you come out? We don't suffer for the party. My goodness. That party, they're not supposed to be anybody in personal property. A public organization. So as a result, as long as you meet the minimum requirement, you for be eligible for run under APC or SLPP banner. Not to the party for give symbol at all. So again, I will left them for next time because I get more cool questions them where indirectly I want to send to both President Bill and Samura Kamara. Because to me, now this time they need for pledge. Not to where they na office. The need for pledge now say then commit themselves for reform. That constitutional reform, they need for commit themselves and tell me the areas them where them believe say they will reform, and if not for do a overhaul of the constitution, let's say Alliance then go into a referendum. Other than that, APC, when they come on our power, they cry foul. But guess what? Mr. Shilo, Youssef, and most of you don't say that. President Bill just to take advantage of what in the Constitution say. So, Youssef now use the opportunity for reform. So, where he get for come out, the policy we get for run, if law say APC win, the policy we get for run now under SLPP, if not to President Bill, Youssef go begin cry foul. So until we make a complete overhaul and go through referendum and make sure, say, you know what, we fix that, I will call them anomalies. Salon, you know, will go nowhere because it will always continue for be a politics of intimidation. That's salon. Would they in power get all the power, and as a result, now human nature go use that power there for intimidate and harass the opposition. It no matter who that they go always use them. I rest my case.
Okay, case rested. Coming to the constitution, I think say if there is a topic I have talked about, broken down, analyze, yaka yaka, puka inside, quote, this, that. I think say na the constitution. For some reason, even with the PPRC, even with elections Canada, I've done it. Somehow I don't even want to talk about the constitution right now. I'm going to focus on what the focus is. Yeah? But listen, people, even as we wrap up, I want to make una know for say, the reason why I keep saying that institutions must work with people that need accountability, transparency is important. We know for say $10 million was given to ECSL for make them do wetin they need for do for this election. We see how 1 point something millions go to voter registry, voter ID card. We see wetin happen to that day. This morning, we found out say ECSL go to the neighbor then Guinea for go lend 11,000 vote buckets, vote box them. And all the money where European and the European Union give. You see, the thing bad tell me what the time will say now. I sure say na that make cut in TVX, say make a Benel, I don't tire with this me picking there. This morning, we are prepared. We are solidly prepared. We have put structures in place. We have this, we are that. Photo ID card come, zam. Now this morning, we don't want to go to we neighbor then Guinea for go lent box. Go lent 11,000 bucks. So that people then go ib. Then paper inside. Let that sit with you for a moment. Why we not for make where they don't give we money for procurement, administration, all that and why we not for ensure say we do things, we get we own, we keep them, we procure we own, we keep them. So next time when we want, we reuse. Until such time where hopefully we go into a digital voting system. I know when I say associate people and go, don't boss laugh at and cheer the outside and this, I say, hey, Martin, I'll tell you, give me futuristic. 2-3 card box or heavy duty plastic, they're not able to go buy for make we can vote. You they talk about digital voting. But listen, I will never stop dreaming. I will never stop hoping for the best of my land. I will never. But let this sit with you for a moment. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And we are that settled it. Sierra Leone decides. Sierra Leone votes. June 24th, 2023. To all my viewers, them Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Sometimes when I have a little bit of time, I go to the YouTube page, Asuna, and whatever. Thank you. Thank you. Keep coming. Share. Share. You may not like what I say. You may not always, always let me stand. You not go always like me and they talk. But in all way I can say make una take the sense and make una left the nonsense to me. Do ya? Make we make salon for we safe. Not to person go come out, not to God go come out na heaven can make salon for we. Now we self get forget the willingness. Now we self get forget the wherewithal for broke certain barriers them, for broke certain structures them, for broke certain formations them, for broke certain ideologies and perceptions them, for broke certain belief systems them, so that we can be. Until next time, in a few days' time, we'll see each other here again. Tata, may God bless you all.
So thank you, everyone. And again, if Matilda choose for Birmingham next week, I go sooner next week. Because we get boku thing them for talk about. And as a Sierra Leonean, I feel say na my responsibility for let me give me on 2 cents. And on all reach into the other topic because we get plenty topic them. But again, as part of the topic where Matilda promised, say analyzing the SLPP manifesto, Ogo gets there. Yeah, and Ogo emphasize a lot of the area we me specialize in, where I don't work for over 15 years, where in the economic side, I go try for do me research and make sure say, and again, for una we be familiar with my previous shows, them why be they present na viewers, una know very well say, I can try for compare Salone and other countries them, and I they look at the key indicators them. So if time permit, by God's grace, next week, if we come back, hopefully, APC or Samoa Kamara go down publish a manifesto. Because a nice for we try for look at them side by side, and then we analyze them policies, so that way we go do justice. Instead of we go after just the SLPP manifesto, and then possibly the APC use we analysis for the campaign. So we get try for fair balance. So again, until next time, like how the Matilda say, and I want to say thank you to him for we invite me a platform, and I want to say thank you to everybody. Again, me na Abdul Karim Kagbo. They say Tata.
Now election time don't come back. Oh, this na the time for make we sit down and think wise. Make we remember say, if we vote wrongly, now we all go suffer. And make we put Salon first. This message they come on from Hope for Youth Salon, Makeni chapter.
I'm foreseeing me country, fever like a paradise, paradise. I'm foreseeing me country, all man they live every day happy life. And what's it gonna make? This one leg go come to reality. And when I go vote, the vote's not me right, the vote's not me like. I no go do the thing we go make a loss be like. I go vote, but I no go fence. I go vote, I go tell all the people them say. I go vote, but I no go fence. I go vote, but tell all the body them say. You go vote, but you no go fence. You go vote, hope for the youth we the same. You go vote, but you no go fence. You go vote.
Black Blingers music.
Votes now your rights, don't ever forget.
Don't ever forget to.
Because Mama Salon, you know, now you one green we get.
Now you want good we get.
The vote's not me right, the vote's not me life. I no go do the thing we go make a loss me life. The vote's not you right, the vote's not you life. No go do the thing we they make you lost your life.
Election time.